seen quite a few people on Facebook make their posts about self-checkouts, mostly about Walmart. I mean, I think if you think of a self-checkout lane, that would be one of the first stores that would come to your mind if you go into Walmart. Anyway, I am now using the self-checkout at Lowe's, and I love it. I have this My Lowe's app, and it has I get a military discount. So I can scan that before I start scanning my goods, and it just gives me a little greeting. Thank you for your military service. Thank you for shopping at Lowe's. And then I scan my stuff, put it in the bag, get my receipt, and I'm out of Dodge. Now, that's just my preference. I prefer doing, especially if I only have a few items. And this technology, this self-checkout technology, is just a business disruptor. It's going to be short-lived. We won't be doing this 10 years from now. I mean, maybe on the margins, but primarily, I think that the whole idea of goods, for one, being just brought to your house, but if you're going into a store and you have to bring those products out, the idea of going through a checkout lane is just not going to be, it's not going to be a thing anymore, I think. What'll happen is you'll just go in, get your goods, and you just leave. And then there's some sort of interface, and I can't describe it necessarily, but this interface would have an interface to your bank account, and then you just go in, get the goods, leave, and it gets settled automatically. Now, I can already imagine some of the comments or the, well, what about this, Mr. Smarty Pants? And then somebody will come up with some sort of problem that they can't imagine could be solved by anyone. And that's just what people do. They solve problems. And it's hard to describe necessarily today in 2021 how it's going to get solved, because what we don't know is we don't know what kind of technologies are going to exist, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years from now. That's why it's central planning isn't a good idea. That's why I'm a capitalist. I'm a free market guy. And this is just part of the evolution of business, I think. And you could fight it, and that's fine. And I get that not everybody's going to feel like me. I think it's just something that is going to happen. It'll happen whether you like it or not. So, but if you're going to argue against it, you should at least have a good argument for it. And if it's just, well, I don't like them, I can respect that opinion. But if you're talking about, look at all the jobs that we're going to lose, well, there's a lot of jobs gained through this stuff. Researching better and better equipment. You got all that R&D stuff. You got these machines being built. There's businesses that make parts, that provide parts for these machines to be built. And there are maintenance folks that'll have to service these machines. And so there's plenty of jobs added. And I understand it's worse for the people that make a living being a cashier, but you just can't stop evolving your technology. I mean, I'm sure that if you go back to the days before, like, heavy equipment for construction and stuff like this, when people did a lot of work with shovels and just, hand tools, once machines started taking the place of that, I'm sure that the people that did those jobs were awfully, they weren't in favor of being replaced by a machine. it seems silly now. I mean, you look at it now and you think, if we didn't use all this machinery that has been developed over the years, well, if your goal now is to create jobs and that's all you want to do is have enough jobs for everyone, let's just ban all that heavy equipment and make the jobs, make the people do it the way we used to do it 100 years ago, you know? I don't think anybody would be in favor of that, other than the people that would organize these things and make a ton of money off of it. But anyway, I'm kind of rambling now. So I just think that the idea that we're losing jobs is not the best argument. So I'd like to hear, if you are watching this video, leave a comment. Whether it's negative or positive, it doesn't matter to me. It's just my opinion. So if you have something to tell me, maybe I'll look at it and change my mind. I doubt it, but it could happen. Anyway, I will end this for now, and I hope to hear from some people.